people like that though.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like,
you're not my mum.
Huh?
You're not my mum. Don't speak to me like that.
No. Welcome back to the Law Process
with me, Jay,
and me, Grace. If you haven't subscribed to our channel already, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment on all our videos. And once again, thank you to everyone who's subscribed to our channel so far.
In today's video, we'll be reacting to episode 1 of How to Get Away with Murder.
Yep.
And for those of you who don't know what How to Get Away with Murder is, it's a series based in the US following a lawyer who is also a law lecturer and her law students through their law school craziness journey of
how they go away with murder.
Of how they get away with murder,
yeah.
How they navigate and get their way around the law. So yeah, comment along with us as we go along, and yeah, we hope you enjoy.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Good morning. I don't know what terrible things you've done in your life up to this point, but clearly your comma's out of balance to get assigned to my class. I'm Professor Annalise Keating, and this is Criminal Law 100, or as I prefer to call it, How to Get Away with Murder.
Would you say in a class, if you heard that the name of the class, like imagine you first day of uni walks into the lesson and the teacher was like, the class is called How to Get Away with Murder, would you have stayed?
Me, that's not for me. Why are you teaching me how to get away with murder?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd be a little bit intrigued, but I'd be out.
Yeah, true. I mean, I get it because it's criminal law, but if the lecturer is like, welcome to my class on how to get away with murder.
But then, is she teaching her students how to get away with murder, or is she teaching her students how to defend people so that they can get away with murder? Because as a criminal lawyer, you might need to know that.
True.
So, I'll stay in the
We'll
class.
stay at this point. Yeah. At this point, we're staying. Yeah. Okay.
Many of my colleagues, I will not be teaching you how to study the law or theorize about it, but rather how to practice it in a courtroom, like a real lawyer.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with law, as much as you learn about it and you go to law school and you go to uni, in order to be a good lawyer, you need to know how to apply it to real life. So you need to actually know how to practice it.
Yeah.
And
I think it's very different. Like, one of the main reasons why I didn't go to law school as soon as coming out of uni was because I actually wanted to know what it was like, because the theoretical sense is very different to the practical.
Yeah, definitely,
and I don't feel like you could know whether you'll like it and like the profession purely based on the theoretical sense.
Yes.
So we've established the actus reus. What was the mens rea? Wesley Gibbons.
The mens rea? Right.
Let me help you out. Actus reus means guilty act, the poisoning of Mr. Kaufman with an aspirin, whereas mens rea means guilty mind. So what was Miss Sadowski's mens rea?
Yeah, so you have your mens rea and actus rea. That's actually very realistic that they've mentioned that in the criminal law lecture, because that is something that you have to know.
Yeah.
Your mens rea is the intent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the actus rea is the actual act that you carry out. Offense. In order to have murdered someone, you have to have the intent to do it, and then have actually carried out the act. Otherwise, it's manslaughter as opposed to murder.
Yeah.
So, I would have had to know that by me, in this scenario anyway, by me switching the pill, I'm going to kill this man.
Yeah.
Therefore, I've got the intention, because I knew that by doing that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I've carried out the act of actually switching the pill, so that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So therefore, I have the actus rea and mens rea. So actus rea and mens rea.
Yeah.
I haven't said those words in a minute.
Right.
To kill.
Will the individual who just spoke please stand and repeat the answer?
The mens rea, also referred to as intent, was to kill Mr. Kaufman.
That's right. Your name?
Laurel Castillo.
Never take a learning opportunity away from another student. No matter how smart you need everyone to think you are.
Okay.
Imagine your lecturer speaking
Alright.
to you like that.
But some lecturers do speak to people like that though.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like-
You're not my mum.
Huh?
You're not my mum. Don't speak to me like that. Yeah.
I lied. This isn't a past case, but one I took last week after Gina fired her previous lawyer.
This one day, I walked into his office when I just screamed real loud. So
Wait,
I was
hold
standing there
on.
behind the door.
Are they in the client's house? Or is the
So
client...
Annalise's office is her house.
But they're interviewing the client. The
The
suspect,
Yeah.
yeah. You see, in real life, that would not be it.
No,
like,
yeah.
especially as a law student, your lecturer is not going to ask you to come and interview an actual client.
Yeah, so
Like-
there's so many things here. First of all,
Literally.
Annalise is a lecturer
Mm-hmm.
and a practicing lawyer. You can have a lot of lecturers that are qualified,
Ex-lawyers,
qualified lawyers, but they're just not currently practicing.
Yeah.
Whereas Annalise is practicing and a lecturer, and she's combining the two
Together,
which
yeah.
there's definitely conflict of interest there anyway. And then on top of that, she's got her literally the whole class
Yeah.
surrounding this
Yeah.
potential suspect
Yeah.
and her client
Yeah.
to question her client.
Yeah.
Like what happened to
Lawyer-client privilege.
lawyer-client privilege? Like there's none of that going on. So this is just a lot.
Yeah, this
Like,
is
there's a lot.
like...
And if I was that client, that is so overwhelming.
Yeah.
The trial begins in 2 days. So tomorrow, each of you have 1 minute to present the best defense for this case. See if you can beat my current plan.
They have 2 days to the trial,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just preparing for the case today. In real life,
You would have much longer than 2 days to prepare
Yeah.
for a trial for a potential
a big
murder
trial like
as
this.
well. Yeah, for a potential murder, it seems like you would definitely have more than 2 days.
Yeah.
Learned about the allergy first day on the job, which means we should argue. Which means we should argue. Means we should argue. She's guilty.
You know you're a law student. You know you're a law
Yeah.
student when you sit there and talk to yourself.
literally.
Especially, do you remember we did Moot? Is it
Yes, I
Moot?
was just about to say that.
okay.
When we would do mutes at university,
Yeah.
and you'll literally have to prepare like a potential defense and things like that, and you'll literally sit there speaking to
And
yourself,
just
reading it
reading it out
over,
loud,
making sure it
yeah.
makes sense, all of that sort of stuff. But yeah,
so
bless him.
that's reality, bless.
Caleb! I never agreed to this. The coin did, so I'm gonna stand here and not see anything. So when I'm called to testify, I can say just that.
I just want you to move your feet.
I find it so funny that Michaela's literally just standing there like, yeah, I'm not going to do anything. I know that someone's just been murdered and, you know, they're rolling up his body or the person's body, but she's literally just like, yeah, I'm just
I
not
was
going to do
literally just
anything.
about to say, who's going to tell her?
Because
yeah.
even in the UK, we have what's called joint association,
Yeah.
where even if you didn't literally do the crime, if you're aware that a crime is going on, you're there at the scene,
Yeah.
you can still be liable.
Yeah.
So she might not get as many years in jail, but she'll still go to jail.
Literally.
So joint association, Michaela, joint association.
Is this that law professor's office?
Yes, Professor Keating. We're her law students, but she's out of town and told us to take this old rug to the bonfire.
She asked you to go into her house and burn a rug for her?
It sounds weird, I know. Why don't I give her a call so she can explain to you herself?
Michaela, yeah? She's an A1 liar.
Literally.
I would think that if someone was in front of a police officer, especially in front of a police officer, they would be a bit more rattled. But I think for her, it gave her extra, like, what's the word? Like, ammunition to be like, okay, like, I need to make sure that we get away with this. You know, can't be kind of looking rattled or anything like that.
Mr. Gibbons?
Right.
So, the way I see it is, we say it was self-defense. And we do that because,
Why are they
well,
laughing?
Gina was suffering from Stockholm Syndrome, which is actually quite common in assistants with demanding bosses. The affair was just one example of how far Mr. Kaufman's brainwashing of Gina went. He made her fall in love with him. So in this way, her poisoning him was an act of self-defense.
That's not nice. First of all, it's not nice that they're all laughing at him. Yeah.
I'm not being funny. No one had to like. No one's in his position. Like literally, like they all probably have like the most simplest answer, but they get to go first.
Yeah. And his argument, although would be very, very hard to prove, he has a point.
It's still a good argument, yeah.
It would be very hard to prove it, but he has a point.
Yeah.
I'll just go stand over there.
Oh, bless you.
Now sit.
Yeah, not laughing now, are ya?
Can I have a moment, Your Honor? What the hell are you doing?
Well, now we know who's the first to flame out.
Hurry along.
In a court case, would someone just be able to come in and literally disrupt court and whisper something to you? So I don't think that's something that's normally allowed. I remember when I was on jury service, if any of the barristers would say evidence that hasn't, if any of the barristers would speak on something that the judge wasn't aware of, that wasn't in the bundle prepared before court, then all of the jurors would have to leave and they would have to discuss whether that evidence would be able to be presented in court or whether that would have to be omitted from the case. So I don't think you can just literally middle of court come in, whisper something to the barrister and then that then be presented.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. Like you can't just present on any evidence. Like the judge will have to be aware of that. So yeah, that part doesn't seem right.
Professor? Oh my God.
Get the hell out.
That's mad. First of all, is that common to have your home and your office be this, because that's her house.
Yeah.
But it's also her office.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you shouldn't be doing what you're doing in her office, but that's also her home.
Oh yeah.
So
I was gonna say,
I don't think she's just a walking conflict of interest. Let me just tell you that now. She's literally a walking conflict of interest.
See, I was going to say, how the hell did he get her home address? Like, you wouldn't know where your lecturers live, but because that's the office.
Yeah.
Oh god, that is awkward.
Yeah,
That's awkward.
I'd be scarred if I was that student.
Okay, but no one can know I told you this.
How'd you get this?
It wasn't exactly legal, is the point. And we just have to get creative.
Annalise is a mess. I'm sorry. Like, your student has just told you that he's basically obtained this evidence illegally.
Yeah. By sleeping with someone.
You're at law school.
Yeah.
Like
if he was a lawyer and he was bringing that to another lawyer, then cool, that's between you two. But this is her law student.
Let
he's bringing, but this is her law student and he's bringing that to her. Like, she has a responsibility for him, but also for herself. Like, she's trying to submit all these so much new evidence into court. It's just like, but it seems like she can't accept defeat, which is good. As a lawyer, that's really good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's willing to just bend over so much to be able to do that. That's just crazy.
Is just going against like every single professional
code of
conduct, everything. Like, if this was in the UK and she gets caught, she'd be disbarred. But she would also be disbarred in the US if she was to get caught.
That too. I don't think this is normal at all.
Yeah.
But I work with the firm sometimes. And you are?
Wes, he's your wife's class too.
Oh, Sam, how's it going so far? Has she gone full terrorist on you yet or no?
I'm sorry, who's your wife?
Professor Keating.
There she is. Let me guess your ears were burning.
Should they be?
These social gatherings, especially for someone who's in their first year of law school, would be intense anyway. To top that off with the fact that you know that your professor is cheating, like, that's just a lot.
Awkward.
That's just so overwhelming.
The night before the murder attempt, Miss Sadowski bought, what does it say on that label, Detective Gill?
Saloxacor. It's a brand of aspirin.
You had one job. To let us know what bodies we needed to bury. Text calls, anything we needed to destroy, and you didn't. So guess what? Guess what? You go to jail. And I'm the shoddy lawyer who put you there.
I had a headache.
Stop lying.
This is literally like what happens. Like, clients never tell you like everything. And also, Annalise actually said right at the beginning that she deals with professional liars like every day, so she should have seen this coming. Like, she should have seen this coming. Like, she should have like probed and like,
yeah,
you know.
I think it's different being thrown when you're in court, but yeah, she should have known the questions to ask her and literally asked her to take her through step by step. What were you doing the days before, leading up to the murder? Or sorry, it's not murder, because the guy's not actually dead. But yeah, like, what was you doing? What happened? And all of that sort of stuff. But yeah. People lie.
Literally.
2 nights ago, when Detective Gill acquired the video that supposedly incriminates my client, weren't you supposed to be working at the precinct as his direct supervisor?
I was.
And were you there? Please answer the question, Detective.
Wow, this woman's wicked.
I was not.
Wow.
Where were you then? Home, perhaps?
She knew he was with her, and he can't say. She knew he can't say where he was.
This is actually wicked.
I mean, she's the type of lawyer that you need because you know you're going to win your case, but
she's not the type of friend you need. Like, she was literally with this man a couple days ago. He was in her home, which is why she knows.
He can't say.
Yeah, but also, this whole thing has happened very quickly in terms of the day this murder took place, the start of the trial and everything like that. But she was with him, so, and I guess on the stand for whatever, if I was him, I would turn around and be like, I was with you. That's where I was. I was with you. Why not?
Oh, God. But
she asked him, where was you?
But do you think that she gave him a heads up before this day?
It doesn't look like it.
Because he looked shocked.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God. Yeah, see, Annalise, mess. She'll do anything to win. Like, yeah.
The police find the real perpetrator of this act against Mr. Kaufman. Miss Sadowski is and always has been innocent. And I'm so happy the jury agreed.
I want to be her.
I don't think Michaela should aspire to be her, but I think Michaela's headed in the right direction. Because literally, what Annalise is teaching is how to cheat and coerce your way around the law.
How to get away. With murder.
How to make sure her clients get away with murder.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
And I guess in that she's teaching her students too. So, in fact, we've answered our question at the beginning about who is she teaching to get away with murder, and the answer is both.
Yeah.
Her students and the, indirectly her students and directly her clients.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
But yeah.
We won because I did my job. You think carefully. Everything after this moment will not only determine your career, but life. You can spend it in a corporate office drafting contracts and hitting on chubby paralegals before finally putting a gun in your mouth. Or you can join my firm and become someone you actually like. So decide, do you want the job or not?
I'm not taking her job. I'm not taking her job.
I see her point in saying, or become someone you like in terms of do something.
You want to make a difference.
Yeah, like, do you actually want to make a difference, or do you want to hit on chubby paralegal? I don't know why is she assuming that paralegals are chubby?
Yeah, that's...
I'm kind of offended. I don't know why. But yeah. So you would choose the corporate role?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because look at what she got them into.
Yeah.
Like, Wes should have known from everything that happened, him cheating, her cheating, sorry, Nate, understand, like, should have known to stay away.
Yeah. Or it's like, him not going with her does not mean he will not go to criminal law.
Yeah.
It just means he won't be working for her.
Yeah.
And that is a plus. So if I was him, I'd be like, I just don't want to work for you.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go into criminal law.
Yeah.
These students need to start, and the people, or not, if you understand, you can't really challenge her, but the students need to start challenging her more, because this woman, she's crazy.
Yeah, honestly. Well, that was interesting.
It was. Annalise is a character. I love How to Get Away with Murder. I haven't watched the first episode in yonks, literally years and years and years.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how realistic are we rating How to Get Away with Murder to real life?
So in comparison to the UK, how I would rate it would be a 1. Literally
1 to 10.
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being very unrealistic and 10 being realistic, it would be a 1, because her law students go into her house, surrounding the suspect, interrupting her in court, murdering someone, like her behaving in the manner in which she's behaving.
Yeah.
Like, it just, none of it just seems realistic at all. Okay, maybe a 2, just because they're in law school, I guess. They're students. They said the men's red X-ray a bit. Like, I'll give a 2 for that. But apart from that, it's not realistic at all, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Yeah, I'd give it a 4 in terms of like the law school aspect of things.
Just going to law school. Okay, so the camera just cut out, literally just as we were trying to wrap it all up. So yeah, thank you for watching with us. We hope that you possibly learned from it. We hope that you left your comments as you watched along the way with us. And yeah, if you have any questions, if you're from the US, about UK law and how things work over here, if you're from the US and want to drop some knowledge in our comments, then please do that. And yeah, we shall see you back here when we drop our next video.
Yeah.
Bye.